Nick, what you have to remember is the Japanese began to occupy that peninsula in 1910. 1910. 1945, in August 6th and 9th, we dropped the two bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The 12th, the Japanese formally surrendered. They used I think the name of the guy was Molotov, was the Soviet ambassador to Japan, was used as an intermediary between the United States and Japan for the surrender. Okay. The Soviets had begun attacking in Manchuria and going south and destroying the Japanese army in an effort to occupy more land, which they did. And then that was also part of the reason there was some, actual division-sized conflict between the Soviet Union and Red China in the 1950s and 60s. And that's 30,000 men on each side firing at each other. So it's a lot of people shooting there. That area has been under dispute, but the Soviets came in, which made Mao happy because they also supplied material to Mao, while we were now beginning to supply more material to the nationalists. We had provided material throughout the entire war to both sides in China because we were trying to defeat the Japanese. And it was the smallest theater of operations for us, was not because we had two separate campaigns happening in the Pacific, one run by MacArthur, and that was the island hopping going from the Solomons up through to Borneo and making the way to the Philippines. And at the same time, you had Nimitz coming through and getting the Marianas Islands and getting back Guam and going up and doing Tarawa and Okinawa and Iwo Jima. So you had those two parallel things, and then you had another front coming from India, and that was going through Burma and attacking towards what is Vietnam. Okay, so those three things were happening to the Japanese from the Allies. The Soviet Union does not declare war on Japan until August 1st. Are you aware of all this, Nick? I'm sorry.